Hey, quick question. Did you know that over 39 million people in the world are blind? Now imagine what it would be like to suddenly go from being blind to being able to see for the first time. Sounds pretty wild, right? Today we're diving into a story where that exact thing happens. And trust me, it's going to blow your mind. What does it mean to truly see? Vision is something most of us take for granted. But for someone who's blind, the idea of sight is unimaginable. Today, we're going to talk about a man who was born blind, a guy who never knew what the world looked like until one incredible encounter completely transformed his life. In John 9, 1 through 7, we find this powerful story of transformation where Jesus turns blindness into sight in both a physical and a spiritual sense. Let's read it together. We're reading from the NLT version, starting in John 9:1. As Jesus was walking along, he saw a man who had been blind from birth. "Rabbi," his disciples asked him, "why was this man born blind? Was it because of his own sins or his parents' sins?" "It was not because of his sins or his parents' sins," Jesus answered. "This happened so the power of God could be seen in him. We must quickly carry out the tasks assigned us by the one who sent us. The night is coming, and then no one can work. But while I am here in the world, I am the light of the world." Then he spit on the ground, made mud with the saliva, and spread the mud over the blind man's eyes. He told him, "Go wash yourself in the pool of Siloam." Siloam means sent. So the man went and washed and came back seeing. Now, let's get into the real talk. Being visually impaired isn't just about not being able to see. It's a massive challenge. Think about it. Simple tasks like walking down the street, finding food, or even recognizing faces becomes nearly impossible. Imagine navigating life without the ability to see the world around you. It's tough, right? For this man in our story, that was his reality from birth. Every day he faced obstacles that most of us couldn't even imagine. He was used to living in darkness. Literally, people probably saw him as just the blind guy sitting on the side of the road, begging for help. And in a culture where physical disabilities were often seen as a sign of sin or punishment, this guy wasn't just struggling physically. He was also carrying a social stigma. But here's the thing. Jesus wasn't just about to restore his sight. He was about to flip the whole situation upside down. Let me tell you a story. A few years ago, there was a man who had been blind his whole life, just like the man in our story. Modern medicine finally gave him a chance to see through a groundbreaking surgery. But here's what's crazy. When the bandages came off and he opened his eyes, he was overwhelmed. He had never seen light, colors, or faces before. He had no idea what to expect, and even though his vision had technically been restored, he had to learn how to see, how to process all this new information that his brain was receiving. This man's story shows us that the journey from blindness to sight isn't just a physical one. It's emotional, mental, and deeply spiritual. And that's what we see with the man in John 9. When Jesus healed him, It wasn't just about giving him the ability to see. It was about transforming his whole life. Think about this. The man didn't ask for healing. He wasn't out there shouting, "Jesus, heal me!" Instead, Jesus sees him, notices him, and takes the initiative. This shows us something powerful. Jesus sees us in our struggles even when we don't think to ask for help. He's ready to step in and bring transformation, even when we don't see it coming. The moment of transformation for this man is nothing short of miraculous. Imagine, one moment he's blind, and the next he's seeing the world for the first time. The colors, the faces, the light, everything is brand new. It's overwhelming, but it's also incredibly freeing. He's no longer the blind guy on the side of the road. He's someone who has experienced the power of God firsthand. But here's the kicker. When people see that he's been healed, not everyone celebrates with him. Some are skeptical. The religious leaders even question whether he was ever really blind. And that's a huge part of this story. Sometimes when God brings transformation into our lives, not everyone will get it. Some people might doubt your experience or try to downplay what God has done in your life. But just like the man in this story, we have got to hold onto the truth of what we've experienced and let our transformation speak for itself. So what's the takeaway? This story isn't just about physical sight. It's about a transformation that goes much deeper than that. It's about Jesus stepping into our darkness, our struggles, and bringing light and freedom. Whether it's a healing from physical blindness or opening our eyes to see things in a new way, Jesus is all about transformation. And when he shows up, things change, no matter what anyone else says. Here's the challenge for you. What area of your life do you need Jesus to transform? Maybe it's not physical blindness, but maybe it's fear, doubt, or something else that is holding you back. Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's talk about it. While you're down there, go ahead and smash that like button. It helps with the algorithm. And if this story resonated with you, check out our other videos where we dive into more life-changing moments like this one. Until next time.